Hello. Welcome to our new studio.
Today, we are going to discuss motivation and the bad habit of overspending and the guilt we feel when we overspend.
To start today's show, we want to focus on the habit of overspending, which is something we have all done over the years, and not focus on any particular things we tend to buy. If we limit what we can or can't buy, someone in the household will, eventually, hit on something we haven't specifically mentioned, as out of bounds to buy.
What we are trying to cultivate is a culture of not being consumers of everything. Obviously, we need to eat, for example. But is it necessary to eat only the best, or the most expensive?
Every 2 weeks we are extravagant, and buy one of our favorite, relatively expensive meals, like a roast, or prawns, or ribs. So, it is not all doom and gloom.
But, knowing that this treat is only allowed twice a month, brings into focus what is important, and yes, it is nice to spoil ourselves occasionally, but it's not life-changing.
Someone said, you must consider the context. What would you buy if you did not have a job and a regular income? Would you still buy the same groceries? The best electronics? And clothes? Etc.? I am sure that if you knew that this was your last paycheck, for who knows how long, your spending habits would, definitely, change. Similarly, you must be aware these restrictions are not permanent, but only until you are out of your debt nightmare. However, I believe that in the long term, we must master a better spending culture.
Just because you receive a fixed monthly income, does that mean you have to spend every last cent of it? Every month? It is really not necessary to have so much stuff, those designer clothes, or a pantry filled to the brim. You only require enough clothes for a week, enough food for a week, enough furniture to live comfortably, and the electronic gadgets which are sufficient for your needs. There is no need to compete with the Joneses, nor for you to have the latest gadgets on the market. You need to change your mindset and how you think about money.
At the beginning of your debt-free journey, you will feel that you are getting nowhere. This huge debt looms in front of you, and you think to yourself that you will never see the end of it. However, that is like looking at an elephant close-up. You need to take a step back, and your perspective of the elephant will change, and the overall picture will be clearer.
You need to keep yourself motivated with the small baby steps you are achieving. One of the ways you could do this is by drawing up a chart for each debt. What I have done is to print a page full of butterflies. Each butterfly represents 1,000 rand, and the number of butterflies on the page totals the amount for that debt. As I paid the debt, I would cross off 1 or 2 butterflies, depending on the amount paid. Once that debt was paid up, I would then remove the printout from the wall, and replace it with a printout of the next debt. To make it visually different, I changed the pictures from butterflies to rabbits. Each rabbit representing a portion of the value of that particular debt. Visualization, really, does help to keep you motivated.
And, when you do become demotivated, as you will from time to time, you need to remind yourself, and the rest of the family, that someone, somewhere, has much more debt than you. Someone, somewhere is earning less than you, and still survives. It is all about perspective, and how you are going to face the enemy. Decide, are you going to lie down and give up? Or, are you going to fight and overcome this self-created enemy?
It is imperative that the whole family gets involved. Everyone must realize that things have gotten out of hand, financially, and that only with a united front can you as a family get through this and move on to a better and positive future.
Hopefully, this advice will help the younger generation avoid the same mistakes we have made. Then they can start their financial journey successfully, with a structured and healthy path.
Another excellent piece of advice we came across is to find the why of your journey. Why are you doing this? What is the purpose of these decisions you are making? For us, it was not only to become debt-free, but also that we would have sufficient money to retire with, comfortably. This would ensure that we would be self-sufficient, and not become a burden to our child, in our golden years. Once you have figured out your why, write it up on a motivational board. Write out your why as a short and direct message to yourself, to remind yourself why, for those times when things look bad. Then all you need to do is look at this message and remind yourself of the reason for the struggle. Adding interesting pictures and uplifting messages helps motivate your journey to your why. In our case, it would be a fishing rod and a cabin for Carlos, and a whole cruise ship to myself.
There will also be days that you question the path you have chosen. Days that you feel that you can't carry on. And, on those days, be nice to yourself. Take a step back and get perspective once again. Then, pick yourself up again with some extra motivation. Tomorrow, your mind will be clearer, and then you can continue with your journey.
You will thank yourself, for sure.
Thanks for listening and spending your time with us. Please join us again next week, as we share our secrets on managing and reducing the interest rates on your large debts.
We really hope that you have enjoyed the show. Please don't forget to leave a comment below to let us know if there is anything you would like us to discuss, or just to say hi. See you again soon. Goodbye.